What's up, friends of the good mood? This is Manni and welcome to not so much of a good mood topic. There's no way to sugarcoat this and I'm not even going to try it. Pixonic is literally stealing from us with this latest drone rebalance news. By the way, I started this video already 5 times. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to use this one because I constantly lose myself in some kind of rant. But let me show you what this is all about, hoping that this time this recording will actually be useful. The drone overhaul here, and you see the news when you log into the game. Long story short, drones will now have a set ability set of, you know, what they do. You no longer can add certain things with microchips and give it this ability and this effect and so on, right? And they will become part of the robots basically directly. You equip it to a robot rather than after choosing the robot. That much is good because it saves you an extra click for, you know, after you choose a robot. Also, let me say this right here. Give me a 30 seconds or a minute to tell you this. Generally, I am for the drone overhaul because the effect and the strength and the impact of the drones is completely out of control. Fully passively, without having to press a button for it, the drone will suppress your enemy and deactivate his firepower in a robot fighting game where him dealing damage to you is all that matters to this player. And you take all this firepower without even having to press a button for it. It's just passively because that stupid drone is hovering next to you. How stupid is that? At the same time, you're getting instant HP fixes, 60-70% of HP getting back healed instantly, multiple times, while 50% of the entire time the enemy tries to deal damage to you, you're under an invincible purple shield. How can anyone ever think that was a good idea? How could anyone ever allow this to enter this game in this state? It just boggles my mind. And I haven't even mentioned the damage boosts you get passively by dealing damage, or the resistance bonuses and whatsoever, right? I mean, seriously, the impact of a drone is so much higher than even what robot you choose or what weapons you equip. It doesn't even matter. Let's be honest. The reasons we YouTubers are able to show you so many different meme setups and change and setups that in your hangar would never work is because we have these freaking overpowered super drones that make all this even possible. I'll be 100% transparent about this, guys, right? So yeah, this is the impact of the drones, and it boggles my mind how this was allowed to enter the game here. So, with this being said, I am for the drone rebalance because it's necessary to keep this, to scratch this impact off the list and have it differently. The thing is, though, why Pixonic is stealing from us in this case is down here, where it says, new drones, new upgrade systems. For all your microchips you currently have, and there are players who invested thousands of euros, dollars, hundreds, thousands, you know, depends on who you are, into these microchips. And you will get for a tier 4, so a golden legendary microchip, you will get 100, here it is, 100, where is it? Yeah, there it is. 100 microchips for your tier 4 chips as a compensation, because there will no longer be those microchips. All your microchips you've gathered up that you have filled your drones with, they will be scrapped, and according to what they are, you'll get this. 0.1 for a tier 1 chip, 2 for a tier 2, 20 for a tier 3 chip, and for a tier 4 chip, you'll get 100 microchips. So far, that seems okay, because you need 1,000 microchips to build a tier 4 drone. You need 730 to build a tier 3 drone. Wait a minute, there's a discrepancy here. You see this, right? You get only 1/5 as compensation for your tier 3, but you need 75% to build a tier 3 drone. So, the first no-go, clearly, absolute no-go here. If this is the relation you want to have, then the same relation needs to show here, which means you should get 73 microchips for your tier 3 chip. Period. Boom. So that's the first incident. I just realized this right now, by the way, on record. Where clearly you're being robbed. You get less for what you had, and you need more of what you'll have after to get to the same thing. Not cool. or to build the drone rather. Because remember, in the future, it doesn't matter anymore how many microchips you have. What matters is what drone you want, because the drone will give you all those abilities, right? I think this is a very important thing to mention here. Why this change also comes is, and let's be honest, Pixonic, we're not stupid, we see this. The system was milked dry. There was no more money in the drone system because people already had their microchips, and if Pixonic makes a new drone, all people do is slap the microchips from this drone, put it away, put it on this new drone, and bam, the drone is working again. So they may have to invest in that little drone, and that's all they need to do, because all the 90% of the investment was already made in form of the microchips that are the game-defining element, right? And now they realize there's no more profit in this, so there needs to be a system rework, which happens to also be favorable because we don't want these over dominant effects in the game. So this, disguised as something that we want, comes in as something that will keep us paying for the future. And I understand there's a business model to it. It needs to it keeps the lights on for Pixonic, but it also needs to stay fair in a way where players don't feel like they're being screwed over. And this here, the relation of what you get for and what you'll need in the future, it's not fair. It's not fair. You know it, Pixonic, and we know it. And here comes the next thing, and that's the thing that I actually wanted to start the video for, is the compensation will have an upper limit of 5,000 microchips. That is a 100% no-go. That cannot be allowed to happen. That's literally stealing. It's like not everybody will have so many microchips, okay? So that means you have 50 microchips tier 4, and if you have more than that, you will no longer have one. But remember, you also get points for these chips, so in the end, many players would get past this 5,000 microchip limit. And that means that everything they invested into the microchips that's ending up past these 5,000 microchips they're being robbed. It's just that Pixonic says, oh, so too bad, you can't have more than this. It's like you're earning money for all your life in the real world, and now the banks say, sorry, we need to put an upper limit on how much money somebody have. From now on, you can only have 200,000 euros or dollars in your account. And those hardworking people who have earned themselves more than that, they are topped off at that point. And that is an absolute no-go. This is literally stealing. And yeah, there are plenty of players from this. And also remember, right now it sounds like it's good because you have 5,000 microchips. You can make 5 tier 4 drones with this, and you seem like, okay, for the moment I can live with this. But Pixonic isn't stupid, they're planning ahead. This feature is now reworked, and it will carry into the next months and years to come, and there will be many more chips. So while you might do okay for this month and next month, maybe the next 3 months, then those 5,000 microchips are gone. And from that point on, even though technically maybe you would be having 20,000 microchips at this point and you shouldn't have to worry about it, now you're back to 0. So you have nothing more than a little head start. And that is stealing, and that's not cool, Pixonic. I love this game and I want it to succeed, and I want you to succeed, but you need to do it in a way that's fair and that doesn't drive your players away. And remember, this time you're screwing with the wrong people. This time you're screwing with those people who keep the lights in your studios on, and that is probably not a good idea. Here is, by the way, my feedback I wrote directly to Pixonic after I've seen this. Immediately, first thing I did, complete another no-go to put in an upper limit. Are you serious? I asked them. People may have invested thousands of dollars into drone equipment because you made them so overly dominant and mandatory. It is therefore your fault, Pixie, that makes this rebalance necessary, not the one of the players. And in light of this change, you seriously plan ahead, we're not stupid, to have the same player paying again by topping off what he will have after the update. He earned the right to his 50,000 plus microchips or more. You know why? You know how? By buying it from you with real money. And now you'll set him back to having nothing more than a little head start going forward. No, this is wrong. I will not stand for it. Get ready for an outcry. Then I saw a fun fact that similar feedback had already also been posted. Yeah, so that's this. By the way, It just so happens that I wanted to make a criticizing video, and I just made a thumbnail for it. It literally just happened. I'm not joking. I've just created the thumbnail and the raw gameplay video for a video I wanted to make. Everything that's wrong with War Robots, and it was about a totally different topic. But it is somewhat related. No, actually, it is quite related to it. Yeah, now I have to make this video first because it's brand new here with the drones. So I feel like this is more urgent to put out now. But this here is still coming up. This video is actually planned and was supposed to come up, and you know, I don't think I'm unreasonable or unfair to Pixonic here in this case. I think we're really I'm making aware of something that we as a player base notice, and there is already started to be an outcry out there, a noticeable outcry for this, I think it's important to make aware of something that's not fair, and that clearly isn't fair, Pixonic. You really scrap that idea. There cannot be an upper limit because it's literally stealing from us. Maybe not so much from me personally, because yeah, or maybe not so much from you as this certain player personally. Maybe you don't have so many microchips and you wouldn't even notice the difference. Maybe some of you lower level players or medium level players, maybe you even think, hey, cool, that means that those ultra top end dominating players, they'll get it, they get hit finally. Maybe you even feel like this. But in the eyes of those players who invested this money into the game, for them it's nothing other than stealing, and for them it's not fair. Right, and yeah, at the same time, yeah, in the future, but I do want to say again, I really think that the drone overhaul is necessary. It can't be that one drone gives you unlimited resistance passively on kill or beacon cap, passively suppresses the enemies and takes all his firepower away. How hard is the suppression? 75% enemy damage is gone. Just passively by shooting him. How can anyone ever thought that was a good idea? If this was 20%, I would say, okay, it sucks to be suppressed, 20% of my firepower is gone, but at least I can still shoot and deal damage. 75% damage gone? That means you're doing nothing anymore, and the enemy doesn't even have to do anything for it. It's just this passive drone flying next to his robot that does that to you. And just by dealing damage to you, he'll do this. He activates a heal module, he get 80 defense points passively. You deal 100,000 damage in 3 seconds, that's like 2 or 3 shots with certain weapons. Pop! He gets a 50% instant HP restore, and the worst thing, these unmild damage absorbers. Jesus Christ, I hate them so much. I know some of you guys don't like it when I use the word of the name of the Lord in vain, but oh man, this really hurts me. These things hurt me so much. The last 2 years or 1.5 years with this, they were awful. They were awful. I'm really being honest with you. I sat here, I recorded videos, and sometimes I was thinking, what the hell am I playing here? It was not fun with these drone ships. And I'm just trying to make an honest video with you here, guys. So please excuse me when these emotions also carry over a little bit. Because this game means so much to me, and I like it so much, but so many wrong decisions are made, still today, apparently. Where I'm wondering, like, seriously, Pixonic, do you not see that things are changing, numbers are going down? You can't make any negative decisions anymore. I don't think you can afford them anymore at this point. You need to have an obvious turning point that's very visible for all the players out there who feel like, okay, wow, cool, I stopped playing War Robots, but now they are turning around and this thing is going awesome again. You know? That's what we need. But that requires any sort of these type of decisions to be just scrapped. When the marketing department raises his hand, say, screw it, you had control over the last 2 years, we need to get this thing right again before we can start doing something like that again. Okay? I mean, yeah. But that was this video. The other one, I will still make the other video because it was a different topic, but it goes hand in hand kind of. But yeah, so hopefully you'll still stay tuned for that 14 minutes of me rambling. How can I expect anybody to listen to this? But yeah, thank you all for watching. Please tell me what you think about this, and yeah, see you in the next one. Sorry, not so much good mood today. My apologies, but I think it needed to be said. So, see you in the next video. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.